All right, to everyone in the Phoenix Brigade, your mission is to defend our nation's capital, and that demands absolute certainty in your readiness. But let's be honest, in a threat environment that's evolving faster than ever, how do you really prove you're lethal? So let's talk about how we can close the gap between the readiness you have to report and the readiness you can actually prove. This quote, it just gets right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? Right now, a green block on a PowerPoint slide is supposed to mean a unit is ready. But without hard, verifiable data, that readiness is just an assumption. And the stakes of your mission are way too high for assumptions. We need to know that shield is a shield. So, the root of the problem lies in what we call the fog of the weekend. You know what I'm talking about. It's that frustrating gap between the training you have and the training you need. And it creates this fog of uncertainty around what you can actually do. I mean, picture a typical drill weekend. Your crews are out there tracking a commercial quadcopter that's probably being flown by a private. It just hovers. It has no thermal signature for the FLIR to lock onto, no radar cross-section whatsoever. It doesn't mimic anything you would face in a real fight. It's training, but in name only. And when a gunner engages that target, what data do you actually get? An instructor yells, "Good kill," but really, it's a guess. Did the laser system fail? Did the gunner actually lead the target correctly? You have no way of knowing. This isn't data. It's what we call data exhaust. It's useless noise that forces commanders to report a readiness they know deep down is unproven. This slide really just lays out this stark contrast. We're talking about a fundamental shift from a Saturday of hope to a Saturday of knowledge. It's all about moving from subjective laser tag to objective hard physics, from useless noise to verifiable lethality, from just checking an administrative box to a true kinetic rehearsal. So, the solution that cuts through all this fog is the Pathfinder ADS ecosystem. The best way to think about it is as a completely autonomous range in a box that delivers the objective, real-world validation your unit has been missing. First things first, you need a realistic threat. The Pathfinder X isn't some toy quadcopter. This thing is a high-performance drone that screams across the sky at 80 knots, and it carries payloads that make it look, both thermally and on radar, exactly like the threats you're actually expected to defeat. Okay, next up, you need persistence. The Starling Hub is basically a robotic pit crew for the drone. When the Pathfinder lands, a robotic arm swaps its battery in less than 20 seconds. Think about that. What that gives you is over 3 continuous hours of red air, which lets you maximize every single minute of your drill weekend. And this is the secret sauce. The vector sensor is what replaces that old laser tag gear. It mounts on your weapon, and it isn't just looking for a flash of light. It's measuring barrel angle, wind, target velocity. It's running the physics in microseconds to calculate a true ballistic probability of hit. It is, for all intents and purposes, the truth machine. So that's all the tech, but how does this actually translate into tangible results? Because this isn't about theory. It's about transforming pure guesswork into the hard certainty of ballistics. Just look at the power of this system in action. In one single training session, a unit just like yours engaged 400 virtual targets and achieved a verified ballistic hit rate of 88%. That isn't an instructor's opinion. That is a mathematical certainty, validated by the laws of physics. The feedback is immediate, and it's incredibly actionable. Instead of just hearing miss, the master gunner gets this on his tablet. He can walk right over to the turret and provide precise, specific coaching. He's no longer just a safety NCO, he's a precision marksmanship coach. This data unlocks a whole new level of insight for command. You can see exactly which crews struggle with crosswinds, you can identify and fix systemic errors months before a deployment, and you can report readiness up the chain of command with objective, verifiable proof. So, what does all this mean for the S3, for the commanders, and for the gunners themselves? Well, it means you're finally shifting from an administrative simulation to a genuine kinetic rehearsal. This new way of training is just simpler. For one, it's soldier-operated. No contractors needed. 2 junior NCOs can set up and run the whole thing. 2, battery commanders can design complex swarm attacks using a simple tablet. 3, and this is huge, you can execute Gunnery Table 8 certification at your home station, saving millions. And 4, your crews know they're lethal because the laws of physics have told them so. For leadership, the impact is nothing short of transformative. The Brigade S3 shifts from being an administrator of schedules to a true analyst of lethality. The battalion commander shifts from just assuming the unquantifiable risk of an unproven unit to actively reducing operational risk with hard data. Okay, now for the big question. How do we pay for this? Well, the good news is this isn't about finding new money. It's about aligning your need with a requirement that is already funded. Let me say that again. The Pathfinder ADS system directly solves problems the Army is already spending millions and millions of dollars on in fiscal year 2025. This isn't a new ask, it's the answer to an existing one. And here's the proof. You can see right here, over $64 million allocated for counter-UAS and swarm defense, nearly $55 million for live training transformation. These funds are already budgeted for the exact capabilities this system delivers. The money's there. So what this means is that the path forward is a simple, low-risk administrative step. It's what we call an aligner phase, to formally write down the requirement and link the 174th's mission-critical need directly to these existing pots of money. Ultimately, this brings us full circle. With this capability, the Phoenix Brigade moves beyond hope. You're no longer hoping your crews are ready, hoping your equipment works, or hoping that green block on the slide is a real shield. You have the data to prove it. And that really just leaves us with one final question. In an era of swarm attacks and loitering munitions, where engagement windows are measured in seconds, can we afford for the shield protecting our nation's capital to be anything less than a mathematical certainty?